Collider call. If let's define a, we want to get the player's game object. So, but specifically, I want to see if it's actually the player. So we're gonna say trick or treater. So, trick or treater. Yeah. So this is on enter. Trick or treater. Player. Well, yeah, let's see if they have a player controller, maybe. Yeah, player controller 2D, player. And then if player equals get call dot get component player 2D, player controller 2D. Essentially what we want to do is player dot add tag. I don't know how I feel about that. Tag. Ooh, I don't want to change the... Can I have multiple tags? I don't think so. In other engines, you can have multiple tags. Here, I don't think you can have multiple tags. So maybe something on the trick or treater we can have a boolean. Ah, it's even worse though, man. Not great. Although if we do, yeah, we can do the trick or treater. Trick or treater player can still be the same thing. That player dot is strange is equal to true. And then we're just going to duplicate this function for false. Trick or treater, we get the player is strange is now false. And now we have to go define is strange. So if we go to the trick or treater, components, input, HUD. I can put it in input. No, that's not actually input. I'm starting to think like the dropped function should maybe not be a thing. I don't know. Maybe actually, I'm kind of fine with it. What was I thinking about this? Input? No, I thought it. I have no good way to define what this is, so I'm going to, for now, say that it's... we can say serialized field. And it's going to be a boolean. It's private. These should also be private. They are, but I just like to define it if I ever need to change it. Bool is strange equals false. The player cannot start strange. If you... Oh, this is exit. My bad. And then is strange. Oh, it should should be a public. Trick or treater. Private. So this is now public. Hey, it worked out in case I need to change it, and I did. Save. Let's go back to strange device, and we're gonna say here. This is where we're setting all of that. And now what we want to do is we want to make it so all of these items only work if the player is strange, which we can do immediately. So if I go to one of the strange items that we have, strange item stop, use, I can say if owner dot is strange, and if they are, they can do the thing. Oh, that was really bad. There we go. I don't have auto formatting, so this is fine. So we want to see if the owner is strange, and if so, then we want to do the thing. So we're going to do this for the rest of them. Boom, boom. And now this should only work if the player is at the correct place to be able to use it. So that's 1, 2, 3. That's pause, fast forward. We don't have the rewind. Where's SI rewind? There it is. Close that with Control B, Control V, tab, select enter, close curly. Good to go. And let's see if these work now. The goal here is we don't want these items to work unless the player is in here. Gotta zoom back out. Okay, so we're gonna go to get a strange item. I assume that's a strange item. Yeah, we're gonna use it here, which we can use it. It goes away. Let's get it again and try to use it, and we cannot use it because we are not strange. Now let's go here, and we can use it. Great. So this is good so far. So far, so good. Let me move all of these houses. Just simply move them all, except for that one, I guess. House, there we go. Maybe we can write the house randomizer thing. Let's do that. So a house does a bunch of things. And is this actually technically a house? It is a house. Does it give anything? Oh, it does give something. Let's set it to give nothing. Let's write the house randomizer thing. We can say that a house picks from 3 colors, like picks 3 colors to use. And I'm thinking like you have a roof color. I'm actually liking this. I just need to somehow apply a shade to it. We'll see. I also need to get collision on this house. So I think I'm going to work with this. The thing about this house is... yeah, we're going to mess with the collision right now. So this is the trigger area, which is the important part of it. You want to walk up the stairs and you want to go trick-or-treating. Actually, I liked where that was exactly. Right there. There. I think I like that. Now let's add the additional collision, because we don't have that right now. What I can do is I'm going to add a empty game object here. I'm going to drag it up to the top, and it's going to be called collision. Collision. And we're just going to add a bunch of collision to it. So box colliders. Box colliders out the butt. Yeah. The thing is, I want them to go behind the roof. I want them like, yeah, this actually is fine. Let's do that. There's one collision. Let's go ahead and duplicate this. So we're going to copy. We're going to paste it as new. And drag it all the way to the side. And just put it in the same fashion as we did the other one. And it looks something like this. Cool. Then we're going to add another collision. We're going to paste as new. It's going to put another one up here. And we're going to simply just take it and put it right there. There you go. And that is our house. Let's save it. And let's try to interact with it. Let's just see what happens. Yeah, that's all the collision in one area. I like that a lot. Okay. This one might be a little bit too high up. If I can select this again and just bring it downwards. If I can just bring it downward, dog. There. Yeah. Okay. And let's just like walk around the house and see if it set up correctly. Let's make it closer. I'm not walking all the way down the block. Screw that. And we'll put it here. There we go. Oh, wow. Okay, so we go in front of it. I don't want to go in front of it. And I think I want to make it easy on myself. Well, on players. In that I want to circle. I want to do something a little weird. We're going to put this up here. This here. We're simply going to offset it in the X. I don't know if this is going to work. I can certainly try. This is kind of what I would like. Well, in a way. Yeah, in a way. Let's get the collision again. Let's move this one actually up. This makes collision a lot easier, too. So if you're trying to like slide around, like hitting the corner, you're just going to end up sliding around it instead of like hitting a dead stop. And I think that's going to be nicer for players. I think it's just a better experience for players. So I'm going to put the collision like that. And I'm just going to mirror it on both sides. So let's copy component and we'll paste the new one. And we'll simply just get the offset and put it over here. And I'm thinking about doing the same on the bottom, but it's fine. Yeah. Okay, let's mess around with this because the player, we want to do the same thing with a strange device. Actually, we did it correctly with the strange device. We were using the 100s. Now we want everything in the game to be on that scale because eventually we're going to... let's just do it now. Let's do it now before I, like, forget and it gets a little annoying. So, the player controller is the only place where we have an update function. It's a fixed update. Do I have an update function, though? If I already have do I have an update on Trick or Treater? Maybe? No. Yeah. Oh, wait. Do I? Oh, yeah, we do. Okay, so this is getting all the inputs. And update is in here. We want to have a function... Actually, let's just... Yeah, you know what? We're going to look for player input. And we're also going to set the player's layer order based on y point x. I like that. I like that. I think so, but I don't think layer order can be a decimal. I don't think you can have 0.1. No, you cannot. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's not how it works. Okay. Sorting order. So order and layer. Layer order. We'll keep the language the same. Order and layer based on the Y value is probably just the best way to do that. So we already have a reference, I believe, to the sprite render. Right? I thought we did. No, we don't have a reference to the sprite render. We're going to get a reference to the sprite render. Private sprite render. And we're going to set that to just be called render. Easy. Oh, it's going to use a name. We'll call it rend for now. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Don't hate me. Rend dot set sorting order equals transform. We want to get the transform of our character, and then we want to get the position, and then we want to get the Y value. And just the nature of it being a float. Is it going to be like, oh, that's a float, you need an int? Well, we're just going to cast, oh, we can just say round dot round. Well, come on. Floor? Do we just floor it? Dude. Do you not have a float library? Okay. Mathf dot floor, or how about just dot round? It really, I don't know. Seal? Let's floor it. Yeah, I do too, buddy. Why did tag here? What? 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 Cannot implicitly. Well, it's that to int. What's the? How do you type? Like, do I just do this? Force it like that? Okay. Wow, this is like, we haven't done this yet. But I don't want to say this word. But we're using the math function library. We are rounding down this decimal number, and then we're casting it to be an integer instead of a float. Math! Oh, he said it! But we're making this an integer. The sorting order needs an integer. And I think a good way to test this is, well, actually, I think I want to do like 100 plus, because I want the player to at least always be, well, if the player goes in the negative Y, plus, yeah, we're gonna add it because we always want the player to at least be between the 100 to 300 range, if that makes sense. Private serialize the field. Private sprite order offset. Sprite layer. Yes, let's say sprite layer. No, sprite, yeah, order is fine. Sprite order offset is equal to 200. Speaking of math, 1 for 1, like Roman numerals. That's how I read that. 1 for 1, like Roman numerals. Oh, I didn't define int. It needs to be int. This is an offset for the player sprite sorting order. Based on Y value in game. I have to add a comma now because I didn't put in game in the right place. Okay. And then we're gonna add 200 to this. Sorry, we're not just gonna add the magic number. We're gonna tell it the magic number. Which sprite order. Oh my gosh, thank God. I like that this is a valid line of code if I really wanted it to be. And it makes it, that's why I like Unity, C# and like this IDE in general. It's just, if I wanted to do that, I could. We're not. We're just going to keep it one line. What else? Okay. Let's try this out. Essentially what we want to do to test it is I just need to set a sprite at the origin that's 100. And then I need to mess with all of, like, everything again, honestly. It's not going to be great. And there's no easy way to do it. Control C, Control V. We have this now. I'm going to drag this window over. That's our square. Order test. And we're going to set this to be 100 because at the origin... So if the player's at the origin, they're going to be at 200. If they go up, they will be at 300. And if they go down, they'll be at 100. Now, the houses need to also fix their sorting order. But that at least happens on start, so it's not too bad. We can do that on generate. Okay. I'm happy with that, actually. So order and layer, this should be set to 200. And we're going to see it like kind of flicker a little bit because the player's position is going to change in the world. And I'm going to set it to be like this obnoxious red color just so that we know what's happening. Okay, and it'll be at y equals 0 because that's the important part, is to make sure that it's at y equals 0, and we'll put it at the origin there. Are we on? No, this is album number 2. Okay, I just need to zoom in to see if we're at the sorting. Okay, so behind null reference. Hold up. What? Oh. Well, yeah, sorry. Rend equals get component. We need to get the component, the renderer. Sprite render. That's right. It's called sprite. Oh, I'm hovering over it. There it is. Oh, thank you. There we go. Good. And it's called rend. We've named it rend. All right, does it work? Oddly, no. Player, what is your sorting order and layer? But now you're 201. Okay, so now you're 201 and you're over. Okay. Oof. Maybe we go up into the thousands. I don't know. What if we multiply it by 10 and we just get an extra decimal? Maybe. But I do want to test it by making this a little bit larger too. Let's just make this a 1 by 1 square. We'll make it really thin there. Okay, since we don't care about the x. And if we did want to care about the x, we could then add another and go into the 100,000s. And it'd get really confusing very quickly because we would essentially have a very large integer. Like this is where my thought process is with this. when I was thinking about this crazy thought is that you have some large number, like this large, and that's going to be our sorting layer. And you have the Y value, because we're never going to go over like 999. And then you have the X value. And it implies that there's some kind of decimal here, so that like if players are a player that's on the same plane as you, which is this, would show up in front of you if they're to the left of you. If we ended up making it like that, and I don't know if I like that really. I think it's a little too not, yeah. But then I would have to make all the houses also follow this, and it's just like everything has to follow this order layering, everything, or else the game just does not work. So instead of that, I'm gonna add a little extra decimal to this. We're gonna floor, I think, wait, yeah, multiply by 10 and then floor it. I want to see what happens here. Because then it's basically, well, now I need sprite order to be 2000. Oh no, it still only needs to be 200 because the player will never be able to go up. Yeah, okay, never mind. Order in layer 200 is fine. Bang, bang, bang. Bang, 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 bang. Okay, so the order in layer is bound to be... It's going to be really weird. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. I'm kind of confused. Oh wait, I do know what I'm doing. I'm selected the wrong thing. This needs to be 2000. It's not doing what I want. What? Wait, actually I thought it was working, to be honest. Maybe I just don't know. Select the player. We have the order and layer right there. Yeah, that looks good. So let's say we have a map size of, like, this is as low as you could go. Like, you can't go, well, that's wild. Oh, so I think I've just messed up the offset. I think the offset should be something a little bit more. Because at 0, we're at 200. In fact, I think the offset should now be... Should actually be 2000, yeah. I think it really should be 2000. Let's go back to the player characters, and we're going to say that they're at 2000. And we're going to give the sprite order here, offset, is going to be 2000. Then we're going to apply that to the prefab. We'll also apply this to the prefab. Yeah. Now, going up. Oh wait, did that actually... That was actually pretty good. Let's see what happens again. So this thing is tall, but it has a very specific order in the layer. Down, 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 up, and then it switches. Yeah, that actually is good. That's fine. The annoying part is you'd probably want to justify the center point to being the bottom. I don't know how to change the center point here. I thought it was X. No. Draw mode, spot, center, pivot. I have no idea. Ooh, that's gonna be real weird. It's gonna be real weird if I change... all of the, oh man, all of the pixels in our game, all of the sprites now need to be bottom justified in their center pivots. And it's not going to be fun, because if I go into the cat, I need to now go into every single one of these. I need to say bottom center for all of them. Which I don't think I can do. I can't select multiple. Bottom center, bottom center,